Hola, it's Pacha with the Weekly Paleo Report for July 1st, 2026. And it just looks like I'm kind of out here in the brush, but I don't know if you can see it. But the previous owner here told me to be very, very, very careful not to step on this tiger lily that is just kind of in the path. It's the only one on the property. Can you see it? I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. And I've been watching him. And he's getting tall, tall, tall. And there we are. There, look at it. It's going to open. It's going to open. It's going to open. Yeah, I'm going to go down here to the confluence. This is where the Bear River meets Wolf Creek. And the native indigenous people always said that the confluence is a sacred place where two rivers meet. So let's check it out. See if I get a little more inspired than I'm feeling right now. Jupiter is square Chiron. Today, I'm going to be talking about healing the wounds. Jupiter squaring Chiron. Moon's in Capricorn going into Aquarius. And, by tomorrow, we'll conjunct with Pluto. And move on by Friday. That moon is going to be going up into Pisces. Moving on through, Pisces squaring Uranus and Mars on Saturday. By Sunday, trines the Sun and Mercury. Sun and Mercury are coming closer and closer together. There's going to be a conjunction. Mercury's going retrograde. Sun is going right up in there, and they're going to bop into each other. And by Sunday also. Now this is the big thing that, I'll be talking about. Mars conjunct Uranus. Okay, it's happening like right now, all right? And that is exact on Friday, but I'm sure you're feeling it. I'm feeling it. We're all feeling it. Mars conjunct Uranus, it's going to be pretty much my theme for today's report. Along with the Sun square Saturn. Sun coming up, in Cancer to square that Saturn over there in Aries. That's exact on Monday. Okay. By Sunday, Mars does move into a trine with Pluto. It might lighten up a little bit by the weekend, but still with that Sun square Saturn, it's not going to be a super easy shot. I've got a rocky frickin' path here. Life is sometimes smooth and sometimes rocky. Yeah. And, so many aspects. By next Tuesday, Neptune stations to go retrograde. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to squeeze all of this into one report. I may be talking about, Neptune, it moves so slowly. It's going to be at that same degree. Okay, going retrograde for a while. I can check out the Sabian symbol for that. But I'm going to read you the Sabian symbol for the third quarter square moon. Yeah, that is at 15 degrees, 41 minutes of Aries. Aries. And I may check out a little bit, into the Sabian symbol for Mars exactly conjunct Uranus. Okay, that's happening at 3 degrees, 52 minutes of Gemini. If you know astrology and you know your chart, you might want to see where this Mars-Uranus is smacking you, right? Look at, I do have a neighbor. I don't really hear him so much, but there is another house here. Oh my God. You can't really see the Wolf Creek. It's back in there. It comes down this canyon. Anyway, I know some of you listen on Spotify, so I try not to talk too much about the scenery. Let me find a spot here and talk at the camera. All right, man, I got the sun in my eye and it's getting hot out here, so I don't know. I'm going to get on with this and make it happen. Just a little forewarning, I'm not in a good mood. And this may not be a pleasant Pele report, but I'm going to start out nice and then, yeah. I'm going to start out with the Sabian symbol for the third quarter square moon to the sun. Yeah, it's Aries 16 degrees. It's a pretty long one. Yeah, so sit tight, check it out. Nature spirits are seen at work in the light of sunset. Beautiful. The keynote is attunement to the potency of invisible forces of nature. In the light of personal fulfillment, the symbol of the sunset and wisdom, we may be able to establish a life-giving contact with natural forces. These are active anytime growth processes take place, but our individualized mind is usually too focused on working for consciously, ego, set goals to be able to realize concretely the presence of invisible or occult forces in operation. These forces constitute a specific realm of any planetary life. They are inherent in all biospheres on whatever planet. They are non-individualized and unfree energies forming in the substratum of all life processes. Thus, of the process of integration at the level of the planet as a whole, i.e., the planet as an organism with its automatic systems of growth, maintenance, and organic multiplication. In this planetary organism, Gaia, those nature forces act as guiding and balancing, harmonizing factors, somewhat as the endocrine system does in the human body. And behind this system, the more occult web of chakra energies becomes chakra energies related to prana, the solar energy. It is when this energy becomes less dominant, thus symbolically at sunset, or when the body energy is weakened by illness, fasting, or sensory deprivation, that it becomes easier to perceive these nature spirits and to give them forms that symbolize the character of their activities. These forms differ with the cultural imagery of each human collectivity, retaining nevertheless some basic similar characteristics. Here's the important part. When this Sabian symbol reaches into the consciousness of someone seeking meaning, it should be seen as an invitation to open their mind to the possibility of approaching life in a holistic and non-rational, intuitive manner. It implies a call to repotentialization. What this means also is the process of, in quotes, becoming like a little child. I mean, that's a mouthful, that's an earful, that's a mindful, that's a heartful, that's a like, I'm feeling it. It's really big, it's really huge. Jupiter just went into Leo. Sun's in Cancer. Mars, Uranus, and Gemini. Gemini, Cancer, Leo is this child. It's this inner, the naive, the innocent, seeking safety and protection because it's so sensitive and so, feeling, tuned in. And I don't know how you experienced that full moon, but for me, it was not pleasant. I feel the bad moon arising. I see trouble on the way. Reminded me of that song. I forget who did it, but yeah, kind of opened up a little can of worms for me. I mean, that Capricorn Cancer is the security axis. It's very emotional. And Capricorn tries to suppress and control those Cancerian emotions, but when the full moon comes out, it's just like, feeling some feelings that have been suppressed. And this is the same with Mars conjunct Uranus. Boom! It's like, it's like the Jack in the Box. Boom! Uranus is, the personal unconscious. And that personal unconscious is unique. It is our genius. It is our Akashic record from the past. It is our unique potential. And Mars is coming along, kicking it in the butt, kicking us open. That's what the tiger lily is doing, and that's what the mantra is about today. It's like a flower that wants to blossom. We open up. And sometimes when we open up, some things come up that have been buried, suppressed, controlled, held back, held down, okay, that need to see the light of day, that we need to acknowledge, that we need to own about ourselves, about our life, about the world. It's not always pleasant. It can be shocking. And so it is shocking me. I am pissed off. And you may be feeling it too. I am just reflecting, what's going on in the universe right now on this planet. The sun squaring Saturn. It's not only that we want to, explode and we want to open, but when we do, we hit Saturn. Bam! We hit that moon in Capricorn. We hit the external authorities. We hit what's going on in the world. And we have to deal with these forces beyond our control. Because we're single human beings. We have to confront our limitations. Sun square Saturn, boom, confront your limitations. And then Mars square Uranus, explode. Having both of these going on at the same time is like, having an explosion inside a huge metal box, right? And it's frustrating. It's irritating. And what's really gotten me is, it's the Sabian symbol. I came out here to commune with the nature spirits. I came out here to settle, to find peace, harmony, and serenity in nature. I come down to this river and I lay on these rocks, and what do I get? I get that Mother is hurting. The bear is pretty clean, okay? You know, I got some nice, beautiful, clean water there coming through. It's not exactly pristine itself. There's mercury in it. There's runoff, okay, from Highway 80, you know, coming down. Yeah, it's not Costa Rica. It's not the Machuca. It's not where I used to be, baby. But the Wolf Creek is even worse, right? Because it's got the runoff from the sewage treatment plant from Grass Valley, empties into the Wolf Creek. So I don't swim down past this confluence. I have to go up the Bear River if I want to go swimming. Anyway, back to the nature spirits, back to what I'm feeling, man. I lay on the rock, I connect my heart to the heart of the mother, and she is not only grieving, and this is the thing that it's kind of bugging me today, you know, is, you know, feeling the tears of the mother, and, you know, people can sit in circle and, you know, commune with Gaia, and, you know, and be in a place of sympathy and empathy, but God damn it. What about anger? You know, she's pissed. She's not just crying. It's time for her, and it's like I want her to. Yeah, I mean, we have some earthquakes. I mean, and what happens, man? It's in Venezuela where all these people are like already suffering. And then we got people dropping bombs and killing each other and destroying ancient monuments and, you know, blowing up Mother Nature left and right all over the freaking planet. What the fuck is going on around here? It's just... So yeah, she's aching. She's her. I'm waiting. I'm expecting. I mean, Mars Uranus. You know, actually, it isn't an air sign. Okay, so, you know, it may be more like hurricanes and tornadoes and stuff like that. But, you know, it can also be, you know, the tectonic plates shifting and stuff and things going on. You know, the Pacific Ring of Fire. I'm expecting. In some ways, I'm kind of, you know, hoping, you know, that there is like a shaking and a wake up. But that's the other part of it. You get this shaking and this waking up, but it doesn't wake up the people, you know, that are, you know, got all the money and are running the show. They don't connect an earthquake, you know, with Mother Nature giving us a message, you know, shaking us up. No, it's just a geological, you know, occurrence. I mean, there's like so, you know, the blindness just pisses me off this morning. I didn't even want to share this because, and then that, you know, that's the other thing, you know, it's like the peaceniks, you know, it's like almost taboo to get pissed off these days, you know, it's like, oh, you know, you must be low vibe, low frequency, you know, you're pissed off. You know, pick it up, buddy. But you know what? It's the human experience. The human experience is dealing with these bodies. And these bodies have feelings, they have emotions. You know, it's not all crown chakra, third eye opening. It's freaking get in touch with the first chakra, baby. And the second chakra, okay, we got Mars, Pluto, Uranus, Saturn. Take a shamanic journey down into the underworld. And this is our path. Right? We want to connect the above with the below. Okay, well, you know, it's something, you know. I mean, I do readings for people, you know, and I'm in touch with, you know, a lot of people that are not happy. We're not a bunch of happy campers, and we don't always want to, you know, be pretending or stuffing our anger. So this Mars Uranus is an opportunity. I'm going to pick up the hammer and pound some frickin' nails today. You know, and it's like, you know, I think it's healthy. It's healthy to feel our feelings, acknowledge our feelings, own our feelings, and express our feelings. That's honesty. And we got Black Moon Lilith up there in Sagittarius, and she's calling, she's calling for some honesty. And Mars Uranus, okay, in Gemini is like, let's talk about it. Let's put it out there. Let's open it up. I mean, the problem is like what to do with it and what to do about it. And maybe you can leave a comment here, It's like, what to do with this, because, for me, it's leading me into a place of hopelessness. It's like, okay, so yeah, maybe there should be a revolution, right? A revolution. And, what does revolution do? I mean, we've seen revolutions over and over and over again. I mean, especially like in Africa or whatever, it's just like, yeah, there's a coup, and some asshole, is like, thrown out of office and exiled or killed or whatever. And who replaces them? Another idiot. Yeah, that does the same power-hungry, power-mongering freaking thing over and over and over again. We've got this maniac in the White House. Yeah, so that maybe there's some kind of a civil war, and the Democrats get violent, or there's this big clash coming up. Yeah, where does that go? Where does that lead to? Some other bonehead, some other power-hungry, mongering patriarch coming in there. I know there is a waking up happening. Mars Uranus is enlightenment. Uranus is enlightenment. Uranus is third eye opening. There is an awakening. I've talked about it before. We've got, new souls coming in. Pluto in Aquarius. A whole soul group for the next 20 years. Okay, of some really enlightened, awakened beings. But, it's going to be 40 years later, when they hit their Neptune-Pluto square Neptune-Pluto and Uranus opposite Uranus and nodal returns. I mean, so I'm going to be gone by then. Everything is so slow around here. Oh my God, right? Saturn, time, Chronos. What a pisser, man. It's just calm down, slow down, breathe, have patience. I know. It's the ebb and flow of emotions. It's honesty with ourselves and with each other, and that just like brings up a place where let's have a container that is strong enough, that is really there enough where we can dump some of our anger, some of our lower frequency energies and emotions and desires and fears, and hopefully we are mature enough and we are at a place enough where we can hold somebody who's going through, a crisis or a transformation or facing death. I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, I'm hearing like so many people with these health problems and health issues, and oh my word, I mean, death is like right there. It's like right around the corner, man. It can happen, like any minute, any time, any day, and and it's like throws you back on, well, it's about your own personal evolution. Maybe I'm just not here to change the world. Got to get off the savior complex, the rescuer boat, okay, and look at, oh, well, you know what? In order for me to evolve, I have to deal with my anger and my issues, and the outside world is a reflection of my inner world, so maybe I have a tyrant in control. Maybe I have a maniac ego running my ship and my boat, and I need to stop looking and blaming and getting pissed off at and then what? Well, yeah, then I can get pissed off at myself. Because I'm not perfect. I got all this shit to deal with. I've got addictions. I've got problems. I've got, like a secret unconscious death wish. I've got, I got all this, mucky stuff in there. Oh, God. The circle just goes around and around and around and around. So I'm just ranting and raving a little bit, And I have to think, okay, well, what am I putting out on the airwaves? I have to take responsibility for the effect that I'm having in the world on other people. These plants are hearing this Paley report, these rocks and stones and the nature spirits. This actually used to be an Indian village right here at the confluence. And the salmon used to come all the way up here from the Pacific Ocean, right? Before they messed everything up. And what happened? Up on that hill, there was a cavalry that camped. Yeah? And shot the freaking Indians, chased them away. They had to exit, they had to leave. So like I'm sitting here, I come here for like peace and tranquility and to like get away from the madness. And what do, man? I plunk myself down in a place where there has been bloodshed. And there has been sorrow and misery and grief and anger and helplessness and hopelessness. And oh my God. I can only hope to bring healing to this land. But like to bring healing to this land, I have to heal myself. I don't feel like, I'm adequate up for the task of like, who am I to like, to heal all the shit that has gone down. I'm going to start crying or something. Like a flower that's ready to blossom, it's time for me to open and take some more space. So I'm out of the race to check out the oracles and omens. What can I say? That kind of says it, doesn't it? I mean, Jupiter in Leo wants to open, okay? The sun breaking away 90 degrees square, okay, from Saturn. It's like I want to shed, okay, the restrictions from the past and my own restrictions. Cancer. And I want to open. And in order to open, what happens? The flower goes from, look at that tiger lily, he's like this. Well, he's gonna go like that. Take more space. Right? I mean, it's like, yeah. I want to encourage you, if there's anything that maybe this Paley report can do, it's like take more space. Open. Share your truth, share your colors, share what's hidden inside. Jupiter and Leo, be true to yourself, be authentic. And that's not always pretty. Well, I don't know. I mean, flowers are absolutely beautiful. So, I don't know. You got all the colors of the rainbow. I mean, they say, Kundalini Yoga says, black is the absence of color and white is the combination of all colors put together. I don't know about that, Yogi Bhajan. I don't know where, that came from. I know he came out with a bunch of stuff off the top of his head. Because when I mix a bunch of colors, you mix paints, it turns gray. Doesn't it? It turns gray, man. In some ways, it may be that black is actually, when you put all the colors together, you get black. Maybe some artist can enlighten me on the comments, okay? What is the color when you mix all colors together? I think it's gray. But anyway, where was I? I lost track. Yeah, we want to do that Jupiter and Leo. We want to do the sun breaking away from Saturn. We want to do Mars conjunct Uranus. I mean, this is just like explosive. This can be a very explosive time. And, and that is what, maybe knocking over some furniture. Okay, maybe shaking up other people or the life that you lead. Gemini is my daily reality. And, we may get shocked, okay? If we're not shocking other people, maybe we get shocked. Maybe we get the taser. Yeah, wake up, but you're blind to this, or you're not seeing that, or somebody slaps you in the face and says, hey, did you know that you are blah, 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 blah? I mean, it's like, yeah. We can wake ourselves up. We can enlist other people to wake us up. Okay, or Mars-Uranus is known for accidents, particularly with machines and electricity. So, you can wake yourself up, but try not to electrocute yourself. I want to encourage you, though, to maybe lash out a little bit. Maybe take some paint and throw it at the canvas. Instead of doing, the Oriental, perfect. Oh, man. Sometimes life is a mess, right? And birth is messy. And you got to make a mess. And you got to maybe scream out like a mama does with the pain of giving that birth. And it's like, let it out. I want to encourage you, let it out. Mercury's coming around to the sun, okay, in Cancer. Express, speak, sing, shout these emotions, these feelings. Shoot down that freaking helicopter that's in my freaking airspace. I don't even want to get into outer space and what they're doing. It's like, hello, who gave anybody the right to put stuff out? It's like sound. It's like the airspace, the air that we breathe, right? We got these chemtrails, they're messing with, it's public space. It belongs to everybody. And then we got, a minority of people screwing it up. All right. Lighten up, dude. That's probably going to be the comments I get. Would you just take a chill pill, Kaipacha? Like a flower that's ready to blossom, it's time for me to open and take some more space. So I'm out of the race to check out the oracles and omens. You may be getting signs. Maybe look at the tarot. Throw the I Ching, take your dream journal, but this is a time, okay, of tuning in, tapping in, listening with that Sun, Mercury in Cancer, and maybe getting some guidance. Hopefully you get a little more comfort than I've been getting, but, there's a whole nother world beyond the physical, tangible third dimension. And we want to, in shamanic astrology, it's like the spirits want to be acknowledged. They get tickled pink when we recognize, seek to connect, and open to their presence. So let's do it. And there's wisdom there. There's guidance there. On some deep, deep, deep level, there is peace there. I know Gaia is angry, but she's been through Lemuria, Atlantis, Noah's flood. I mean, she's on her own evolutionary trajectory. We are like peach fuzz. We're an individual little peach fuzz in the evolutionary process of Gaia. That's how insignificant we really are. It's humbling, man. This sense of powerlessness, hopelessness, it's very humbling. But we just got to live with, got to live with what we can. And I got 4 songs for this week because I just cranked it up and listened to We Won't Get Fooled Again by The Who. And then Spotify just played the next one, The Bad Man. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to feel these feelings like I do, and I beg you. My life is clenches cracking open before I lose my cool. When I smile, tell me some bad news before I act like a fool. And then it went right on to another, For What It's Worth. I mean, I could even do that one for the closing, There's something happening here. You can bet on it. But then what happens? Last but not least, the 4th song is The Stones. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you might just find you get what you need. Oh, yeah. May you get what you need. Live with what you've got. Accept and find joy with what you can do while you can do, and have a good week. Namaste. Aloha. So much love. La